Hello, my name is Johnny Whitfield. I'm the editor of the Courier-Times here in Roxboro. I'm with Byrd Blackwell, who is one of the candidates for City Council for Roxboro in this coming fall's election. And we're here to talk a little bit about his experience and background and some of the thoughts that he has on the issues of the day. So welcome, Mr. Blackwell. We're glad to have you. Tell me a little bit about your background in the community.
Well, I graduated from high school here and served 2 years in armed forces. I worked for several stores here in Roxboro. I used to be the assistant manager of TG&Y, which has been out of business for a while.
Right.
And then I went to Shaw Divinity School to went into the ministry, and I pastored 3 churches during the last 45 years. And the church I'm pastoring now, I've been there for 35 years. I decided I wanted to give back some of the good things that Roxboro has given to me. And I've run for city council 6 years ago, and I ran twice, and I won both times. I just wanted to be the best that I can be for the county, because the city and county has been good to me. I went to Northern Piedmont Bible Institute. I graduated there. I graduated from Shaw Divinity School. I went to Southeastern Seminary, and that's my educational background.
Right.
So I'm here trying to give back to the county and the city what I can do for them, and anything that I can do or help anybody along the way, I would do it.
Tell me about your family.
Well, I was married to the Gracie Taylor Blackwell, and she passed several years ago, and I remarried. Gracie and myself had 3 kids. My second wife, Phyllis, we have 2 kids, and they all have an educational background in school and library. But that's about it on my family background. We all raised and born right here.
So we've talked about your background as a city council member and your professional background in church. Are there other civic organizations that you're active with?
Well, I'm active with the NAACP.
Okay.
And that's about it right now at the time, because I'm real busy.
Okay, good. So if you could point to just 1 or 2 things about yourself that you think would make you a good candidate for city council, what would that be? What would those things be?
Well, number one, I have the time right now as a citizen of Roxboro to listen to and try to help people in their situation, what's going on in the city. Some people have a problem with different things, and I've been confronted with the people about taxes. And as I look at our tax base right now, it's about 6 to 7%. When I came on the board, it was about 64%. And we had to raise taxes because the government has put mandate on us to redo our water situation here in Person County.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to build a new system which costs about $22 million. Our budget a year is a little better than $17 million. And that means that we had to get the money from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We have had several companies and factories to leave Person County, which put a damper on our finance. And during the last couple of years or so, we had to raise our taxes. I don't like to raise taxes because I'm raising taxes on myself, and I raise it on the people. But the city is not in the business of making money. We are in the business of being a service to the people. And if we don't raise taxes now and then to help pay for these things, and not getting any new jobs into Person County, we cannot continue to give the service that we are giving. Not raising the taxes, then we will have to cut back. And I know you don't like that. We have to cut back on garbage pickup. Had to cut back on city street cleaning and other small things like that, which makes Person County, make Roxboro looks good. And I think Roxboro has last 6 years anyhow has really improved. If you look at the streets of Roxboro, you see we have benches, we have new lighting, we have new street signs and things like that to make Roxboro look good, to draw people into Roxboro, hoping that we can get some more jobs into Roxboro.
Right.
One of the things I would like to do is see small businesses grow. Small businesses where we're going to get our tax base from. Big business, they'll come and go. And people wonder sometimes why we don't have these bigger businesses coming in. But when they come into Roxboro and they survey Roxboro, find out that Roxboro is Person County is sitting in a precarious situation. It's a county off to itself. There's no main roads, no main streets running through here like 85, 95, 70, and we cannot. Business want to be where they get their business in and out. We only have one rail. We had a rail company coming in, but it only come into half of Roxboro. It don't go into Durham, so therefore businesses look at that when they come into town. And so I would like to see some improvement on that if we possibly could. But it's not left up to the city. A lot of times for a business to come in here, it's left up to the company that want to come here and bring their businesses. And so we can't make them come, but we can give them tax breaks. We can give them water. We got plenty of electricity around here that if they need that. But hopefully that we'll be able to, this year, hopefully we'll be able to land somebody that will give us better jobs in Person County, Roxboro.
So let me ask you sort of the opposite of the first question. We know that nobody's perfect. When you look at yourself, what are the biggest weaknesses that you face individually as a council member? What is your biggest challenge to overcome?
My biggest challenge is to overcome is, I think it's not speaking up loud enough. My biggest, one of them, and one of my challenges is that I need to get out and visit the community more. That be able to find out what their needs are.
Right. Okay. And so, what do you think you can do to sort of overcome that weakness? I mean, is it a matter of just making the time in a busy schedule?
Well, I think that is the main thing, is finding time in my busy schedule. But yet, I'm not a forceful person.
Right.
I like to work with people. I call myself a people person, and I try to listen to what other folks say. And a lot of times, I don't have the courage, I guess, to speak out to the point where I can tell people the exact how to solve the exact problem.
Right.
And I need to get out and do more research.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. And you've already talked about water and some of the mandates that have been handed down on the city of Roxboro. As you look forward to the next 4 years, what do you see as the next big challenge for the city?
Our next big challenge, I think, would be jobs. Would be jobs. I think that Roxboro has several job opportunities open here, and our biggest problem here now would be drugs and be drugs in Roxboro because some of the people get jobs at GKN and at Eden and other places, and when it comes down to drug testing,
Right.
they have to leave the job because they failed the drug test.
So what can the city do to overcome that?
Well, we need to work with the law enforcement a little bit closer, and we need to work with the health department, trying to find out what can we do to deter the drug situation. It's not a lot of times it's not the little man that's bringing in the drugs. It's the uh, big people. I call it big people. The drug dealers and the drug users. If we can get rid of the drug dealers,
Right.
then I think we can sort of cut down on the drug users.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you about the relationship between the city and the county. There are two large governments in this area, and there are times in the past when those relationships have been strained. And I wonder what you think you could do individually as an elected official to build that relationship up.
Well, as you know, the city is a nonpartisan organization. We don't have Democrats and Republicans on the city council. We have them in person, but we don't work that way. And the county seem to be working as a partisan group. They have Democrats fighting the Republicans, and it look like we can't get nothing done when you're doing it that way. I think in the past we have had opportunities for the city and county to sit down at the table together and have a round table discussion. And we have had that, and I thought we did pretty good until the last couple of years. It looked like that dropped off. And my thing is that if the city and county can come together and sit down and talk with their different grievances, we can move forward on certain things. One of the things that we had in the past was the senior center, and that was looked like it was uproar, but yet we worked together and we worked it out. That shows you there again, when we work together, we can get things done.
Okay, great. And you've already talked a little bit about economic development and bringing new jobs and small business versus large business, but I wanted to ask you about what you see as the city's role in recruiting those businesses, whether they be big or large. What can the city do to boost those opportunities?
So, as I stated at first, that the city can give water cuts on their water prices to those businesses for the first few years, and also the city can offer them garbage pickups and different things like that that will enhance the company, that'll save them their tax, and then we can give them cut in city taxes. Give them cut in city taxes.
Okay, good. And let me ask you about at the newspaper. You can imagine we are champions of transparency in government, and I wonder what you would like to see the city do that it's not already doing to promote transparency.
Well, that's a tough question for me right there. What could the city do to bring transparency between the paper and
the public?
The public, okay. To be more open, and a lot of times the city sometimes it's not, it's putting more mandate on certain things. I think that if the city don't, in our code of building codes and things like that. We need to look at that a little bit closer.
Okay. Well, good. Well, Mr. Blackwell, thank you for taking the time for us. I hope that everybody will go out to vote. Early voting begins on September 21st, and then Election Day is October 10th. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.